Welcome to Date Night Cook. The recipe tonight was actually a request that came from a user on YouTube named Dudeno. Dudeno, thank you for your request. And the request was something with salmon. Now, I love this because everybody has their way of making salmon. They have their sauce and they have the perfect temperature. They gotta get it in the oven or a grill, and they sometimes put lemons on top or no underneath or whatever. And half the time it comes out so dry that your date needs a giant glass of wine just to be able to finish it. Now, what we're gonna do is something very different. We're gonna do salmon tartare. What's tartare, some of you may ask? Well, essentially it just means we're gonna serve it raw. Now, before you switch away from this video, and don't make that face, trust me, this is gonna be delicious, it's gonna be impressive, and you wanna try this. For the ingredients, you will want a nice big fresh piece of salmon. Try to get it as fresh as you can from the store. Even better if you're actually able to get your hands on a sashimi grade, buy that. For everything else, I know it looks like there's a lot of ingredients in it, but trust me, a lot of it you probably already have on hand. Things like olive oil, salt, lemon juice, garlic powder, mustard. Optional, a little bit of honey. The key ingredients you want to have here is you want some fresh basil, some capers. You can find this in the store. It's in your pickle section. And this one's gonna seem odd, but bear with me on this. Some guacamole. If you're a little more advanced and you know how to make an avocado mousse, go for it. If not, guacamole. And of course, you want some kind of a bread or crackers to serve it with. Now, let's start with the salmon. We have a nice beautiful piece here. This one's already been deboned, but even when they sell them deboned, make sure you run your hands down the salmon and feel for any bones that may be in it. This one is good. So we're just gonna take a knife, take the finest knife you have, and what we wanna do is these pieces right here, these fattier, more chewy pieces, we wanna remove that. Normally with cooked salmon, that wouldn't matter. In this case, we definitely wanna be cautious of the texture that we get. And on the flip side, you see this brown cover here? You want all of that out. Again, in a raw form, this is too chewy. It's just not gonna be pleasant for your date to have. Now, I know it looks like we're wasting a lot of the fish here, but you can reserve it, freeze it, you can put it in soups, you can add it to other meals that you're making. You don't have to throw this away. Once you have this, two nice pieces of pink and tender salmon, it's ready to be chopped up into fine little pieces for the tartare. Here's a pro tip for you. Get a nice heavy duty freezer bag, put the salmon right in, and try to keep it straight. Don't bend it, don't fold it. This will all make it easier for you to handle it once you're ready to chop into it. Get the seal nice and tight and stick it in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes. While we're waiting for that, wash your hands, clear your board. We'll do the sauce. We're gonna make the sauce that tartare is gonna be tossed in. And this is easy. Get a nice big bowl in the whisk. And essentially we're going to start mixing stuff in. So get your olive oil, a good amount. Get your red wine vinegar. Now you notice how the olive oil and the vinegar don't really want to mix. And this is where your Dijon mustard comes in. Just a little bit. And that will actually help them mix together, or what the chef would call emulsify. Get your salt. Some garlic powder. A little bit of lemon juice. This is optional, but a couple of drops of honey. generous amount of capers. And a good amount of chopped fresh basil. Chop it as fine as you possibly can and toss it right in. And give it a good mix. And now the mixture is ready for some salmon. After about 15-20 minutes, the salmon should get firmed up in the freezer and it's going to be easier for you to chop it up. Let's pull it up. And what you want to do here is chop it up as fine as you possibly can. If the pieces are too large, it's not pleasant, it's not a good texture, you're not getting all the flavor of the basil and the vinegar and all the other nice stuff you put in there. So what you want to do here, get nice thin strips of it lengthwise like so. And then just chop it up. Again, as fine as you possibly can. So we can get nice small pieces of it. And once you have this, nice fine pieces of salmon, you can go ahead and toss it in the bowl with the rest of your stuff. Just give it a nice good mix and make sure it's as evenly distributed inside as possible. And when it's all mixed in, nice and even, and now this just looks like a disgusting mess of raw fish and chopped up basil, but it is absolutely delicious. And all we have left to do here is make it look pretty. If you're like me, to make it look pretty, you can use one of these mini cake shells, put it in the plate, fill it up, you're golden. But if you don't have this, there's actually an easier way. All you want to do is grab some kind of a plastic cup, something small and dainty looking, and some saran wrap. And all you need to do is take your saran wrap and push it inside the cup as evenly and as deeply as you can. And then go ahead and fill it up. Don't fill it all the way to the top. Leave just a little bit of open space and pack it in with a spoon as tight as you possibly can. And this is where that guacamole comes in. Grab a smaller spoon and just top up the rest of the way with your guacamole. Get it nice and up to the top, get it right to the brim. And once you have this, you're almost done. All you have to do here, cover it up nice and tight with your saran wrap. Get it nice and covered. And you can simply stick this in the fridge anywhere between half an hour and a few hours. It will set, it will solidify, and you'll see the magic in a minute. After about half an hour, take the tartare out of the fridge. And what you want to do here is just gently unravel that plastic wrap that you put in. Make sure you got the bottom fully uncovered. I guess in this case the top, but it's going to be the bottom. And you want to flip it over onto your plate. And just wiggle it right out. And gently remove the plastic. And there we go. So now, you want to dress it up a little bit with your crackers. Just like so. And take a small leaf of your basil that you would have reserved. Put it right in the middle, just to give it a little bit of extra there. Beautiful. And you want to serve this with nice light white wine, or if it's a nice summer day like we have today, you can even have it with some beer. Salmon tartare. Your date will love this. Salmon tartare.
Wow. Looks so good. Please like and share this video. Follow us on social media. And check out datenightcook.com for lots more cool stuff. No, like it's so good. I'm not sharing this with anybody.